Okay, what's up, guys? So we are going to check out this pro forma that I did. I did this back in 2015 at the beginning of 2015. So you'll see this is, I did a 3 year, so we did 2015, 2016, 2017. And as you can see, it's Northern Earthworks. That was originally the first name in the LLC that I came up with, but for another video and another topic, I changed it to Avery Excavating. Now moving on. So you've got, it's a real basic sales expenses, total expenses. It's just a projection. It's really pretty easy to do. It's important to do, and I highly would recommend it. So open up whatever, this is Google Spreadsheets. You can do it on there, do it on Excel, whatever. But here's how you do it. So you have your income right here, 12 months out of the year. January and February for me, I projected 0 because we shut down due to the snow and the frost in January and February. So there's really no work going on during that time. So March, you see I picked it up to 2,000, then we go to April 35, 80, all the way up. Now the reason these numbers jump like this is because, and these are just projections, and this was the first time I did this like 2.5, almost going on 3 years ago now. So there are probably things that I missed on here. Again, this is just to give you guys a brief overview of how this all works. So I started out at 2,000, maybe finishing up a job or something that we couldn't get done in December due to the snow. And then I bump it up to 35, 80, 120, 130, 150. Those are the numbers that I project as total gross income. So all the jobs that we do per month, that was where I'd be at. And I think for this one, I had insurance payroll. I'm pretty sure, yeah, team member number 2. So I had 2 employees figured into this with these notes here. You can see it just goes up. So here's your salary and payroll column or row right there. You see it goes up, and everything's pretty consistent. It's like the more money you make, the more you're going to spend, overtime, extra hours, Saturdays, all that. Insurance. Now here's where I was wrong. This, at the time, this was a very specific, it was a good accurate number. Looking back, this number was low due to, because I added some more equipment and 2 more vehicles. So this is more, this 420 is up to about, I think, 600 or 800 a month right now. These numbers up here, not surprisingly, but are actually really close to, not quite that much, but they're pretty close to what I did in 2016. So another thing too is that by doing this, you're actually adding a lot of energy and intention out there to the universe, to God, whatever you want to call it, because the more specific you get about these numbers and the more that you can hone in these numbers, the more that you're going to attract that kind of business. And that's sort of, I have a lot of beliefs about law of attraction and how all of that works, but this really does help get a huge understanding on how your numbers work. Phone bill, materials, rentals. So as you can see here, here's all the material costs, 35 grand, 15, 40,000. The rentals, this is probably a little too low at the time, considering, but also when I did these, I was applying for a loan to purchase equipment. Now here you see auto expenses. This was adding another truck. I actually already bought that work truck. It was not 15 grand, it was 5,800. So we saved some money there. And this, again, this is a projection for 2017, and I'm comparing this to 2016. So machine, purchase new mini excavator, 10K down. Now this is, I got the 308, so that's different there. There's your $1,000 a month to pay on that thing, get that thing paid off. Fuel goes up. These numbers are probably pretty accurate. I spend anywhere from, anywhere around $2,000 a month. Seems like I fill up fuel $500 a week, roughly. So those numbers are pretty accurate right there for what they were in 2016. Maintenance, these numbers right here were really pretty accurate. Now, this is basically saying I'm putting $200 away per month, $300 away per month for maintenance items for the spring because I have all new equipment. So maintenance for me, today is January 15th, 2017 as I'm making this, and I spent about $500 yesterday. Check out the video because we're going to do a full service on the Duramax. So I bought a bunch of stuff, oil, anyways. So while I'm not necessarily spending this $200 per month, it's going in a part of one of the bank accounts to provide for the maintenance during the off season, because you don't want to have to do maintenance during the season. And a lot of you don't have seasons. So in Michigan, we have basically 8 months to do our work, and we've got 4 months where it's too cold, too much snow to really mess around. It's just a lot more pain for what it's worth. This was for the small business loan that I was applying for. I did not get it. It's a whole nother story, sort of frustrating, but at this point, the small business loan, I had paid that off, which would have been, I would have paid it off in 2016. So there's no loan for the small business loan here. In miscellaneous, this is just miscellaneous expenses that come up. So extra material, generally, what I found these expenses, and really looking back on it, these numbers are pretty high. 4,000 for miscellaneous, 5,000, 4,000. I probably should have kept these down to like 1,000 for this pro forma. It probably would have helped to make it look a little better. But miscellaneous things always come up. You need an extra load of dirt, you blow a tire, maybe you find a good deal on a used trailer that you need. So there's a lot of miscellaneous expenses in here. So that's that. And all of these right here, you need to make up on your own. I mean, you're going to have basic ones like salary, payroll, insurance, phone, materials, probably going to have rentals, auto, fuel maintenance. You're probably going to have a lot of these. You're probably not, maybe have a loan or a small business loan. So, but you can add to these or take away from these for whatever your specific business is. So we look at the total expenses for the month right here at this row going across, and that's just what that is. So we look at our net income. Now, I probably, looking at this now, I would have done it differently, reapplying for the small business loan, as I put negatives in here, meaning I wasn't making any money, but I was making sure to save to pay those bills during that month. So, and quite honestly, now my bills are higher than that without having an income during the winter. So you have to save, and that's another really important thing. Make sure that you save. Doing this pro forma helps you plan for the best. It helps you plan for a really great year, really great season, really great 2, 3, 4, 5 years, however far out you do this. But make sure that you cover your ass and plan for the downsides. Always, you know, when you're doing this kind of a business, excavating or landscaping, hardscapes, anything, you really should have, if you're a one-man show plus an employee, I mean, no less than $5K in the bank at all times. And that's my opinion, but always try to have, you know, 10, 15 grand in the bank for things that come up, because you just never know. So always, you know, plan for the best, but also prepare and make sure you're stable for things that just come up, because it will help you and alleviate stress and worry in the long run. So here's our net annual. This year we projected to make $320,000 for 2017, and tax on that, you know, I guessed at 30% there, so 96,000. So our net profit is $224,000. Now, interestingly enough, looking at 2017 from this day, and it's January 15th, 2017, ideally, I'd like to be able to profit that this year as a net amount. It's doable, and I think that it can happen. So that's why doing these numbers every year and projecting them out, you can hone your numbers in better, you know your expenses better, you know what your overall costs are gonna be more accurately. So the more that you can hone this down, the better off you'll be for overall planning and just knowing your numbers in general. So this is an example of a pro forma. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Leave a comment below what you like. I probably missed some things. Tell me other things that you'd probably have to add in for your business that would be different. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. And we're just a quick update on the live Google Hangout, YouTube Hangout that we're going to do. Probably going to be in a week. I've got lots of people on that. So if you want to be on a live YouTube Hangout dealio and ask your specific questions, we're going to do that here in about a week, probably the last week here in February. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Check you later.